What's up, guys? Welcome to another video here in our CSS course. Today we're going to talk about how to change fonts and style fonts using CSS, and also show you how to grab thousands of other free fonts using Google Fonts. Google has like a free website called Google Fonts, and you can choose from over 1,500 fonts that are all unique and they look pretty cool. So just to start with fonts here, all fonts are basically derivative from two different types of fonts, sans serif and serif. So serif looks like the old school kind of like newspaper font, and sans serif is just more straight. It's more prettier in my opinion. I'm not a fan of serif fonts. And basically every font, every Google font, every other font that's around is basically just a derivative of either a sans serif or a serif type font. So as you can see here, like popular serif fonts are ones that we've all heard of if you've used like Microsoft Word back in the day or any kind of Word document. Times New Roman, Georgia, Garamond, and then sans serif. The most popular ones being Arial, Verdana, and Helvetica. Okay. Then there's also monospace fonts and cursive fonts and fantasy fonts. And those are more like stylistic fonts that you'll find on websites like Google Fonts, different variations of those. So I'm going to go into my my CSS course code that we're working on for this course, and I'm going to make a new file called 5-CSS fonts.html, and I'm going to add all of my CSS and everything just in this one document here using a style tag. I'm not going to have a folder. So I'm going to get my boilerplate code, name our document CSS fonts, and I encourage you to code along with me in your own text editor. I'm using Visual Studio Code. Follow along with me, and then after this lesson, mess around with the fonts by yourself to get a better feel for it, okay? I'm going to launch this web page by using the live server Visual Studio Code extension. And there it is. And now we'll go ahead and talk about some fonts here. So I'm going to start, I'll make an H1. I'll just type out CSS fonts are fun. And then make a couple paragraphs. I'll have a paragraph with 100 words of placeholder lorem ipsum text. And copy that down a couple times. Okay. So we've got some text here. Now we can mess around with some fonts. So you can change fonts using CSS by selecting an element and then just changing the font family. So we'll do that. I'm just going to write all my CSS up here in the head of the document and some style tags, okay? I'm not going to use a separate style sheet for it for this lesson, but obviously in regular development you'd be using like a separate .css style sheet, but for the purposes of learning that's not necessary for this lesson here. But anyway, I'm going to start with the H1. I'm just going to select the H1 by its tag. And we're going to use the font family property. And then when you hit enter on a text editor like Visual Studio Code, it'll just give you a bunch of default fonts that are already pretty much installed on every computer. All these default fonts are like the safest fonts to use, and pretty much every computer is going to be able to render them. So let's pretend that I'm going to select Arial for my H1 and we'll save it. And then it went from serif to Arial there. And then you'll also notice though that there's commas and then there's other fonts. So what the comma and then the other fonts are, those are what's called fallback fonts. And that means that this piece of code tells a computer or a web browser, hey, if you can't render this Arial font, just fall back to Helvetica. If you don't have Helvetica, fall back to sans serif, which all computers have by default, okay? So those are called fallback fonts, and you always want to have at least one fallback font, especially when you're using fonts from websites like Google Fonts, or there's a ton of other font websites out there where designers can submit custom fonts. Sometimes browsers can't load them for whatever reason. You always want to have a fallback font so that your page will load correctly, okay? So we have our font family, What we can also do is we can use other font properties to decorate the font. So within our H1, I'm going to add a font property called font weight. And font weight controls how bold a font can be. So I think by default, most font weights are 400. So that's default font weight. The reason that our H1 just changed, it just updated on our document when we did 400 and it looks like smaller now, is because the default font weight for H1 text in Chrome is bold. So we just made it 400, and you could use words like bold, and that'll work, or bolder. Sometimes it makes it even bolder. But you usually want to go from font weights by using numbers, and they usually starts at 100, and it can go up to like 900. So 100 being the lightest, 900 being the boldest. So that looks bolder than the 700, the 900. And I'll show you more about this in Google Fonts, because for each font you can select tons of different font weights for it to load to the page. But let's say I want to have this 300, so it's thinner. So again, font weight controls how bold your text is. And then, of course, we have font size. And font size, just like it sounds, it's going to control how big your font is. So I think the default H1 font size for Chrome is like 32 or 34 pixels. So I'm going to make it 48 pixels. And see how much bigger it gets. Now it's 48 pixels. Go up to like 80 pixels. Okay. So font size is how you control how big font is. Put this back down to like 42. Can also do stuff like text decoration for fonts. And you can give it like a dotted. That didn't work. You can give it like an underline. So now our H1 is underline. Let's see, what else can we do? You can also give stuff a font style, so you can make it like italic if you want with CSS. So now it's italic. So now that we know like what fonts are, actually, and then let's go ahead and select our P tag, and we'll give it a different font family. So we'll just use our default fonts here. Let's give this font, let's say we want Verdana for our paragraphs. So there's Verdana, looks way different. But I like that font. It's actually one of my favorite fonts. So that's just another font family. Now I'm going to show you, I'll show you Google Fonts and how you can add thousands of free custom fonts using CSS to a web page. So I'm going to make this full page really quick, and I'm just going to type in Google. I'll go to Google Fonts. And this is one of the most common things you'll be doing if you guys become like a front-end developer. A lot of designers like to submit designs, and they'll usually have a couple different Google fonts in the design that you'll have to go download or copy the code like we're going to here and add them to the page. So let's go ahead, run Google Fonts, and I'll show you kind of how to maneuver this website. So if you hit this little shopping bag up here looking thing, it'll show you the fonts that you select, and then I'll show you how to copy them and get them on your page. So let's say we want Playpen Sans. That looks different. So you click on the font you want, and then see all these font weights it has that I was telling you about. We got 100 extra. They usually all go from like 100 to 900. So this one goes up to 800. They're all a little different. So let's do 800. Let's do 100, and let's do 400. So I selected all of them. We see all of the font weights that we selected here along with the actual font. And then Google generates a link that we can paste into our HTML page to access the fonts. What it does, this link communicates with Google whenever your web page is loaded, and it grabs the fonts from there. So I'm going to copy it. And we'll put the font code. I usually like to put it below my last meta tag over my title and my other CSS stuff. So there we go. Now we can access the font from Google, but now we have to copy the font family so that we can access it via the font family. And that's going to come from Google as well. So let's go back to Google Fonts. And right here, CSS rules to specify families, font family. So We're going to copy this. It's got playpen sans, then it falls back to cursive, which is just like a default font that can load in case it doesn't load. And let me go ahead and put a class on my first P tag so we can select it. I'll call it first P. We'll change the font family of this one. I'll show our code. So this paragraph right here, we're going to change it. I'm going to select that by saying dot first P, first paragraph. And then we're going to copy and paste. I'm going to paste that font family from Google. And we'll save it. Boom. Now it's that playpen sans. So that's how you add Google fonts. You can also download Google fonts, and then add them in a file and then access them locally on your website. That'll help the load times a little bit. Your website will be faster if you download it, because every time web pages load now, they have to do a request to Google Fonts, which can take, you're not going to really notice it, but it takes a little bit longer. But it's like half of a split second. You won't really notice it in a small website. And then we can also mess with like the font weight. So what did we grab? We grabbed the thin 100. So let's make this font weight 100 and see how it changes it. So font weight 100. So now that's 100, and then we grab 400. And then what else did we grab? 800 extra bold. So let's make it 800. Cool. So yeah, guys, that's fonts just to show you. I'm gonna open up Figma, which is a design file software, and I'll show you like a real professional design. So this is like a real landing page that a designer made that I built. Okay, and I'll show you. There's a document here that just tells me what fonts to grab, and it says for the headings on this design, grab the Francis font, semi-bold. And then it says for our body text, we want to use the Manrope font. And Francis and Manrope, those are actually Google fonts. So we can even search them here just to prove it to you. So let's do Manrope. There's Manrope. Okay, so I had to grab this font for that design. And then it was Francis for the other one. And I had to grab this one. Okay, so really common in the front-end development world to get Google fonts that you have to bring over via designers. So it's important to know the skill and how to style fonts and font weights and all that. But yeah, guys, that's how you mess with fonts with CSS. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.